Good afternoon, I'm Joe Vodvarka with this weather update. Well, we have yet another winter storm moving into the area tomorrow, and it should move in the AM hours late tonight while you're sleeping. It'll be before you wake up. It's going to impact the morning rush hour significantly. The heaviest of the snow is going to come during the morning rush hour. First of all, we have a winter storm warning for the 5-county metro area. Half of Chester and half of Montgomery counties and also half of Bucks counties are only in a winter weather advisory. I suspect later on tonight that will be upgraded to a warning. Perhaps even parts of the Lehigh Valley could be upgraded to a warning. And the warnings generally go from all the way back to central Pennsylvania through to the coast. Doesn't really make any sense why they cut Chester County in half. They got a warning to the west of Chester County, warning for the eastern part, and an advisory in between. Makes no sense to me. Anyhow, let's get right into this system. Let's take a look at current radar, shall we? Yeah, let's take a look at current radar here. And you will see on current radar, first of all, let's take a look at the warnings. They go all the way back to Oklahoma, all the way through to New Jersey, because of the way current radar looks, which is very impressive right now. Current radar is showing a large system down south, loaded with moisture. Look at the moisture in this system. You can see here, the fetch that I'm pointing at just south of Texas is the moisture pouring out of the Gulf of Mexico, feeding into this system. And all this yellow, orange, and even a couple of red pockets that you see, that's very heavy precipitation. And what's going to happen is, if I can change over to the 850 millibar temperatures, what's going to happen is, see all this red here? That's warm air. All this purple here, that's cold air. All that cold air is going to run out ahead of that heavier precipitation. So what's going to happen is it's going to get much colder outside. Currently it is still in the 50s in most of the area. Last I checked it was 49 degrees here now, so temperatures are dropping. The high today did reach 58 degrees, which felt rather pleasant today because it has been bitterly cold for all of January. So it's nice to start February off on a warm note. But tomorrow is going to be completely different because this magic number 0 right here will be south of us. And by that being south of us, what falls tomorrow will be snow. It could start off as some brief rain. Not going to last long. It's going to change to snow. And as you saw, there's a lot of heavy precipitation. So that heavy precipitation is going to fall as snow. Let's go to the computer models and see what they show. Here's hour 12 at the 18C GFS. As you can see here, hour 12, it's still above freezing here at all levels, at surface and lower levels. If we go to hour 15, you can see there is some very light precipitation starting to move in. Maybe a little freezing drizzle here on this model for the city. But as you can see on the next frame, it quickly does go over to snow. That red line would indicate the DM lines, so it's still 546 DM for the thickness lines. That's nothing to worry about. It can still snow at 546 DM. But if we look closely here, South Jersey and Delaware is still rain, and some of South Jersey on this model stays all rain. And look at this, Philadelphia for a time goes back to freezing rain on the GFS model. For now, we're going to toss this model because it is the only model to show this. We have about a dozen other computer models that we look at, and they are not showing this at this time. And as you see, it does go over to snow. Let's go over to the 18Z NAM model. And again, we'll start at hour 12. You can see very heavy precipitation down south, as indicated in the blue. Hour 15, precipitation is getting closer. This is 4 to 5 a.m. And on this model, it does move in at about 6 a.m. We'll go to hour 18 now. And look at here we go. Right in the middle of morning rush hour, we have steady snow starting to move into the area. And boom, watch the next frame. Hour 21. Now we got some heavy snow moving in. This is right around the tail end of rush hour, going towards noontime. So between 9 a.m. and noontime is when we could see very heavy snow moving in, perhaps on the rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour snowfall. And look at this, the snow's continuing at noontime to be very heavy, and I expect the snowfall to be continuing to be heavy right on towards the start of the evening rush hour. If, that is a big keyword, if there is an evening rush hour. I suspect a lot of people are going to take off work tomorrow. Why not? You got a perfect excuse already. The Super Bowl tonight. Half people are going to be whacked out anyway from the Super Bowl, so might as well just take the night off. I mean, you got Super Bowl and you got a snowstorm tomorrow morning. Two excuses instead of one. If we go to hour 30, we'll see the snow is starting to exit the area. This is tomorrow night. At 8 o'clock tomorrow night, just some light flurries remaining. We'll quickly take a look at another model real quickly. Okay, let's take a look at the accumulated snowfall from the RUC model. I was going to show you the European, but that's okay. It pretty much shows the same thing here. RUC total accumulated snowfall, and keep in mind it's still snowing at this time frame tomorrow. RUC is showing the yellow moving in. That's 6 to 8 inches of snow for the city. It would snow for 2 hours beyond this, so this model is generally going with an 8-inch snowfall for the city. North and west, look what it's showing. North and west, it's showing 6 to 10 inches of snow with isolated 12 inches in the northwest side of Montgomery and Bucks County and right in Berks County. And we do believe that is possible because there's going to be a heavy band that sets up tomorrow right over I-95 north and west, perhaps even as far southeast as New Jersey Turnpike. It's going to see a heavy band that sets up of 1 to 2 inches per hour, and it is going to accumulate fast. Now, I must remind you, this is not going to be the dry snow that we're used to seeing. This is going to be the wet snow, which does tend to cause more problems than dry snow. So it is possible we do get a period of time where the crews cannot keep up with the snowfall on the roadways. Let's take a look at energy in the atmosphere. We're going to skip over to hour 15, and as you can see, the energy here, look at this right here. This pink, that is very strong instability. If this was summertime, and we were talking about this in terms of CAPE, which stands for instability in the atmosphere in summertime, like surface-based instability, we'd be looking at a strong, severe weather day. Now think of this in terms of snow. Watch what happens on the next frame. It moves right over the metro area. That is thunder snow, folks. We could see thunder snow perhaps similar to January 26, 2011. Anyone remember that event? Yeah, we had 2 to 4 inches per hour. I'm not calling for 2 to 4 inches per hour. Although there is one model that does have a 2 to 4 inch per hour band in West Virginia that would move our way. And we can look at that model real quickly. It is the HRR High Resolution Rapid Refresh model. Let's take a look at this. Okay, here we go. 1 inch per hour snowfall. We'll just look at the national scale here. And you can see anything here in the orange here, that's 2 to 3 inches per hour. As you can see, there are some small pockets there. There's a pocket there, there's a pocket there. It's not as robust as earlier runs, but it still is pretty robust. This model only goes out to 10 UTC tomorrow morning, which would be about 6 a.m. Now let's go over to the Mount Holly snowfall map real quickly. We'll take a look at that. And as you'll be able to see here, well, I'll enter it in. Mount Holly is generally going with 4 to 6 inches for the area. I'm disagreeing with their snowfall map. I'm thinking with this band that sets up, I'm thinking we could see 4 to 8 inches of snow generally from south of Harrisburg on east through to Toms River area. So generally back here, I'm going with 4 to 8 inches on east of Toms River. Isolated areas, Philadelphia on north and west, I'm thinking 10 inches of snow are possible in isolated areas. As you can see, Mount Holly is generally going 4 to 6 inches. I'm going higher. And as for any of you who have to go to school tomorrow, yeah, I'm thinking there will be a lot of school closings tomorrow. Just based on the fact that the last go around, they pretty much dropped the ball as the heavy snowfall earlier than anticipated, and most people took 4 hours to get home on a storm that fell on the 21st. So basically, here's what to expect. Heavy snow starting at rush hour, continuing through the day, snow ending in the evening. Snow will fall at the rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Generally between 10 and 2 p.m. there will be a high threat of accumulating snow and possible thunder snow. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe Vodvarka. If need be, I'll have another update tomorrow morning.